What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So, a lot of people ask me about my spreadsheets that I create when it comes to exit plans. It comes to getting in and out of a position. It comes to basically taking profit. But when it comes to that profit, what do you do with it after you receive that profit? What's the idea for you to hold on to a lot of that wealth or gain a little bit more wealth after the fact? Well, there's so many different levels to where you could invest that money. If you wanted to invest the money in your own family, you wanted to invest the money in businesses around your local area, if you wanted to invest it into index funds or whatever, right? There's a lot of different ways that you can invest the money, but I'm going to talk to you guys about um, the exit strategy as well as what you should look into when it comes to getting all of that wealth once you do receive all of that wealth. Now, it's not 100% guaranteed that you will receive these levels of wealth or even close to these levels of wealth, right? But you want to make sure you're prepared just in case that does happen. It's just like when people win the lottery, they're not really prepared for what to do, when in reality, they should just take that money and understand what they have in front of them and understand how quickly that can drain, because a lot of lottery winners will go broke very, very quickly because they give the money away, or they end up getting robbed, or whatever, right? They don't know what to do with the money, right? They just flaunt it and they just spend it, and they realize that they could have done so much more with that money. So obviously it's not gambling in a way. I mean, I guess it's like educated gambling, because you are making moves based on what you are seeing, based on history or based on the charts and all that stuff. But we're going to get into this. Make sure you guys hit the like button, also hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. And make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel quite a bit. And also, if you guys want to follow my golf channel, feel free to follow that. I want to take some more time to put a lot of effort into that. So feel free to check out that link. The link is down below. But let's talk about exit strategies. Let's talk about what to do really with profit after you do receive it. So if you don't know what this spreadsheet is, if you guys are not familiar with this and you want one of your own, I have a Terra exit strategy. I have a Shiba Inu exit strategy. I have all of these spreadsheets over on my Patreon, so feel free to go and subscribe to Patreon. We will be posting a lot more videos there soon, so if you want to subscribe to any of the levels, you definitely can. And feel free to hit me up through Patreon, so we can talk about a lot of things related to investing, and just talk about investment styles and all that stuff, right? So definitely check that out. But this exit strategy basically goes through the profits that you can gain. So I'm holding 36 million LUNC in this scenario, and when it does get to 1 penny, which would be a low price for it to get to, I believe it can definitely hit 1 penny. But getting to 1 penny, I can take out 2 million coins, which would be $20,000. Now, it's not a crazy amount. That's not life-changing amount. It could, pay off maybe some bills if you have credit card debt and all that stuff. However, you are going to have to pay taxes on it. Understand that it is short term there. Now, as we look at the other numbers, as we look at 5 cents and 10 cents, as we look at 20 cents, 25 cents, all those levels, we understand that we're going to take profit in a lot of these areas. So it gets to 10 cents, I'm taking 10 million coins. That's 3.4 million. So I take 10 million, that's $1 million, and I'm going to be pocketing out of the 3.4 million. Now, you never know if this will rise way above that, if it will skyrocket way above that. So all of this is speculative, right? We might see it run, we might not. But it does get to 25 cents. I take another maybe 2 million, maybe a little bit more than that. This is all just speculation here. This is not my real plan. But I can take 2 million, and then I'll have 500,000 that I end up pocketing there, right? 35 cents. You're looking at 10 million that I'm taking, which would be 3.5 million. And then 50 cents, I would take another 2 million, which would be another million. 90 cents, I would take 4 million, which would be 3.6 million, and so on and so forth, right? You can see it all the way up to, and you're going to see down here that it says $74.6 million. Now, $74.6 million is a lot, right? Instantly, what I'm doing is I'm taking this and I'm dividing it by half. I understand that this may happen over a lengthy period of time. It might happen over a year. You might end up taking your profit in a year, which means you have, long-term capital gains tax. But I always factor in the worst just in case, you obviously are trying to pay the most in taxes that you can pay. Then when you get through everything, you overshot it. So whatever you have left over is all yours. It's all gravy, right? So if I'm dividing it by two, what I'm looking at is 37.3 million. Now I know you can do a lot with 37.3 million, but you can also run through 37.3 million. What I recommend when you do have this money, again, first split it in half. Don't worry about the other half. Set it aside. If you want to cash out everything, and you do cash out everything, make sure you set that aside, because that money is going to be there for you to pay taxes on. Now, with everything that's left, 37.3 million, I think what you need to do is let it sit in a value to where it does stay stable. So if you're going to take this out of, Terra Luna Classic throughout this whole entire time, you're profiting it, you're putting it into a stable coin, whatever, you make sure you put this aside, whether it's in a stable coin or it's in actual cash. You put it aside and you let it sit either in your bank account or wherever, and understand how much you have, right? Because this is the main problem, is people will see the amount that they have and they're like, you know what, I can just make it rain everywhere. No, sit on it, understand it, understand what you do have. Don't worry about paying off anything. Don't leap into doing anything, because all of that stuff can wait, right? Unless you literally had to pay your student loans right now, all of that can wait. You can sit on it and just understand what you have. The thought process that you're going to have, the things that are going to go through your mind is so much, and you want to come to terms with the fact that you have millions of dollars, and not just be that person that's like, I have millions of dollars, F this, F that, and I'm just going to make it rain. Like that's not what it's about. We need to understand what you have first. So I don't know how many times I can say that. Then what I recommend doing is put it into investments that you truly believe in, right? Not necessarily following my investment strategy. I would say look into some long-term investments. If you don't have a Roth IRA, open a Roth IRA, contribute to the Roth IRA as much as you can, which is going to be $6,000 a year. So contribute to the Roth IRA as much as you possibly can. Obviously, it's going to be tricky for you to do that if you're consistently making this income, which you won't be eligible for that Roth IRA. But in the meantime, you will be eligible for it. So go ahead and do that. Set it all up, contribute to it, do what you need to do to make sure that you have kind of a retirement plan as well. And I understand how millions of dollars could be a retirement plan, but you need other stuff on top of it, because this money, you can fly through it very, very quickly if you're not careful. So set up something like that. If you wanted to invest into a restaurant, make sure you set some money aside, or some business, set some money aside. Go through all the numbers, go through all the stuff, not just once, not just twice, probably at a max, 10 times. That's what you should do, is take some time to go through that, because you want to make sure it's the right idea to invest in these things, and don't just invest because you have the money. It's about investing to increase the value of your money and increase the value of, your wealth over time. It's not about helping someone out. It's about building wealth for yourself as well as helping someone out. Mostly building wealth for yourself, right? So I would definitely set that up. I would put some money into some index funds, go into Vanguard, search up, some of the most popular index funds and ETFs, and put a lot of money into those, because you're going to be able to live off of a lot of that interest that you end up gaining. So I would say you go that route, but that's really the level that you need to go to. Now, if you want to put some in more risky investments, maybe some smaller amounts, then do that. But don't risk it all. Don't take all of the money that you had and put it in the same risky investment that you just recently got out of. So that's where I would go with it. There's a lot of different methods, a lot of different avenues and paths that you can take when it comes to taking your money and either turn it into more money, or just making you or finding a way to have the ability to live off of that money, right? There's so many methods that you can take in order to do that. But you want to make sure that you account for taxes. That's the main thing that you want to do right after you do receive your wealth. Now, again, none of this is guaranteed. You could possibly not even go to a penny for LUNC, right? And I think we will, but anything could happen. We might not see it at that level. We might not see it at 5 cents, 10 cents, a dollar, or any of those. So even though you have your plan of capturing 74 million, that 74 million might turn into 7.4 million or might turn into 740,000. Make sure you have a plan for all of that just in case it does play out that way. So anyways, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. Let me know what you think about this one. I understand how this may not be realistic because turning thousands of dollars into millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars is not something that always happens. It's like a kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity. But it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for every single person. While you see the one person that turned $8,000 into 5.2 billion, you could be this person that turns $8,000 into 100 million, or 200 million or 5 million. It doesn't matter, but you're turning a small amount into a larger amount, and that's what we care about. But it's what you do with that money afterwards that really tells us what you learned over this time. So guys, like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more videos like this one. I'm going to get out of here and I'll catch you guys in the next one.